Hello. I put this flow together for days when you might be feeling a bit bloated and uncomfortable. And even when you're not, it has some twists and back bends that you can enjoy. So when you're ready, I'll meet you on your mat. So we'll start today lying down, so no rush to get there. Take your time. And here you can just come to stillness. You can have a bit of a move around. Just try and let your body soften though, releasing tension from wherever you don't need, maybe through the forehead, the jaw, hands and feet. And then from here, bringing the feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up, having the feet and knees about hip width, and just letting the hands fall wherever feels comfortable to you, wherever allows you to rest the shoulders down. We'll go for some bridge raises here. So as you inhale, tucking the tailbone under, gently engaging through the glutes and lifting the hips. As you exhale, lowering down one vertebrae at a time and untucking the tailbone last. Keeping that going, moving with your own breath and trying to press through all four corners of the feet, keeping the thigh bones parallel with one another. And if you do feel any twinging through the knees, feel free just to shuffle the feet about, find a new position that feels more comfortable. So as we lift and lower, just thinking about lengthening through the tummy, staying soft through the shoulders and the chest. And just using the glutes to lift you up and lower you down. And then on your next one, as you inhale, we're going to lift up and we're going to pause this time. So come to whatever height works for you. And we're not aiming for a back bend here, aiming almost for a straight line from the knees, through the hips and into the shoulders, lengthening through the spine and the tummy, and just relaxing through the arms, the chest, the head. A couple more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, we're going to lower back down, again peeling through the spine. Take a few breaths if you like. And then untucking the tailbone last. Then from here, we'll bring the knees in towards the chest, give them a little squeeze, pressing the thighs into the tummy, maybe having a rock side to side, massaging through the back. And then keeping a hold of the right leg, bringing the left foot either flat on the floor or sliding it towards the bottom of your mat. See what feels more comfortable in the hips, and then just gently squeezing that right leg in towards the tummy. You can point and flex through the foot, make circles from the ankle, and you get to decide on the intensity. So if it feels nicer to have the leg loose and give it a little sway, or just keep it still, that's absolutely fine. But whatever you're doing, again, letting the shoulders fall down to the floor. If you notice them kind of curling up and creating tension across the chest, maybe give them a couple of rolls, a little shake, and just let them loosen down. From here, we'll bring the left knee back up, swapping the hands round, holding onto the left shin, and then right foot either coming to the floor or sliding to the bottom of your mat. And again, you decide the intensity of the squeeze. You can just be still, you can keep that foot moving, you can give the leg a little sway. Just gently exploring to find the sensation that you want. Stay for a few more breaths, again softening wherever you can. And then when you're ready, bring that right knee back up. And then we'll find our way up into a tabletop. So however you want to get there, if you want to rock and roll along the spine, if you want to just roll over to one side, it's up to you, there's no rush. And then finding your way onto your hands and knees, giving yourself a little wiggle, noticing what sensations come up. And then when you're ready, coming to stillness, spreading through the fingers, pressing all the knuckles into the floor, shoulders over the wrists, knees under the hips, toes tucked or pointed. And here, pressing up out of the shoulders, lifting the chest away from the floor, gently drawing the tummy in to support the spine. We'll go for some cat-cows here, so as you inhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis forward, drop the belly down, pull the chest through the arms and look on up. As you exhale, tilting the pelvis back, drawing the tummy up towards the spine, letting the head fall down and pressing the back up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, coming back into your cow pose. And exhaling back into your cat pose. So just moving with your own breath here, trying to initiate each movement with the tilting forward and back of the pelvis. Staying pressing up out of the shoulders. We'll go for a few more. Gently stretching through the tummy as you're in your cow pose. And then drawing it in towards the spine as you come into your cat pose. Once more each way. And then coming back into a neutral tabletop again, maybe having a little bit of a wiggle around. And then finding your way back into a downward dog, coming through anything on the way. And then just taking your time to settle in. Having a bit of a wiggle around, maybe pedal through the legs, roll through the feet, a little sway through the hips. But then coming to stillness, pressing back from the shoulders, hugging the lower ribs in, gently stretching through the backs of the legs. You can have the knees bent to do this, but feeling strong and stable. From here, pressing into the left foot. As you inhale, right foot going high into your three-legged dog. As you exhale, sending that knee forward and stepping through into a lunge. Taking a moment to land, have a little rock around, readjusting the feet as needed. And then when you're ready, back knee coming down, toes tucked or pointed, see what feels more comfortable for that left knee. Finding a bit of space across the chest, give the arms a shake if that helps. Squeezing the hips forward, getting a stretch going through that left thigh. And then pressing into the left hand. As you inhale, right hand sweeping up. And here just checking in with that left leg, pressing into all four corners of the front foot, keeping that right knee in line with the ankle so it's not rolling out or rolling in. Big breaths into the tummy, opening across the chest, reaching with those right fingertips. And then as you exhale, right hand coming down and inhaling, left hand high. Again, just taking a pause here. Trying to press down with that left hip, just so you get a nice stretch through that left thigh. As you exhale, we'll bring the left hand down. And then we're going to come into another twist. So you can come back into pressing that left hand on the floor, right hand reaching up. Or you can bring the left elbow over to the right knee, bringing the hands together and then pressing into the arms to twist the chest round. See how it feels in your shoulders. You might need to keep it quite loose. You might feel that you can really twist yourself around here. So just check in, notice what feels good and just try and keep the shoulders away from the ears. From here, we're going to lift the back knee, so tucking the back toes, squeezing through the leg, lifting that back knee up, finding your balance, squeezing through the legs. From here, we're going to start to reach the right hand towards the back of the room, and as you inhale, lifting up into your high twist, left hand forward, right hand back, bending into that front knee, pressing through that back heel. And here, if it doesn't feel so great in the shoulders, feel free to bring the arms across the chest, bring them to the hips, or anything else. A couple more breaths here, trying to bring the rib cage back over the pelvis. Then on your next inhale, we're going to come back through center into your lunge. And then as you exhale, spinning that back heel round and coming into your warrior two. So front toes pointing forward, lining up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, left toes pointing off the long edge of your mat. Again, trying to bring the rib cage over the pelvis, you might be leaning a little bit further forward. Just trying to shift it back, lengthen through the spine, and reach the hands apart. On your next inhale, we're going to lift the hands up high. You can lengthen into the front leg or keep it bent. And then exhale, softening back into that warrior two. Keeping that going, inhaling, lifting up through both sides of the waist. Exhale to soften. Once more, all the way up. And exhale, coming back to your warrior two. This time coming to pause, engaging through the glutes to open up through the hips. Still pressing into that outside edge of that back foot. Then as you inhale, we're going to spin back round onto the back toes, reaching the hands high. And then as you exhale, hands coming down to frame the front foot and stepping back into a plank. Give yourself a moment to get comfortable. If this means dropping a knee, both knees, keeping them lifted. But lifting up out of the shoulders, drawing the tummy in. Then as you inhale, we're going to rock forward. Exhale, lower down, chest, belly and hips, all landing at the same time. When you've landed, untucking the toes, setting up for your cobra, so hands on the shoulders or further forward. Then as you inhale, rolling on up. We'll come to pause to come to a height that feels good to you. Hugging elbows in, squeezing through the legs, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Then as you exhale, lowering back down. And then here we're going to bring our arms into a bit of a cactus shape. So elbows straight out from the shoulders, and then bringing the hands back to where the elbows were. So the elbows are now pointing up towards the ceiling. Here you can be flat on the hands, you can come up on the fingertips, you can bring blocks under the hands. And then from here we'll go for some little cobra twists. So taking a moment, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor, squeezing through the legs. Then as you inhale, we're going to roll on up, tucking the chin until you're all the way up. Then as you exhale, we're going to lower the left shoulder down and twist round to the right side. Keeping that going, inhaling to lift. Exhale, right shoulder down. And keeping that going. Still squeezing through the legs, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. And gently twisting round. So moving with your own breath, it might be faster or slower. We're just trying to keep your movements smooth. And going for one more each side. Last one. And on your last inhale, lifting up through center, we'll pause for a moment, so really squeezing through those glutes, lengthening through the tummy and the lower spine. Then as you exhale, lowering back down. Releasing the hands, maybe giving the fingers a little flick if you were up on the fingertips. And just bringing the hands under the forehead, letting the forehead rest down. Then maybe just having a little wiggle through the hips, loosening up through the lower spine. And when you're ready, finding your way back to a downward dog. Coming through anything on the way, if you want to revisit your cobra, your child's pose, tabletop. Whatever feels fun. And then when you're ready, settling in. Finding that strong supported position. Hugging the tummy and the lower ribs in. Wrapping the shoulders round so it feels like the armpits are starting to face one another. Then we'll go for that on the other side, so pressing into the right foot. Inhale, left foot going high into your three-legged dog. As you exhale, sending that knee forward and stepping through into a lunge. Taking a moment to pause here, maybe having a little rock around, ease through the hips, readjust the feet, and then dropping that back knee, back toes tucked or pointed, again, whatever feels more comfortable in this knee. Again, giving your shoulders a little bit of space, maybe having a shake through the arms, opening across the chest. And then from here, pressing into the right hand, squeezing the hips forward, and then as you inhale, left hand sweeping up. And taking a moment to pause here, twisting from the waist, keeping that left knee above the ankle, pressing into all four corners of that front foot. As you exhale, left hand coming down, inhaling, right hand going high. And again, on this side, trying to keep that right hip facing down so you're not twisting through the knee and opening up to the right side. But twisting from the waist, opening up across the chest. Then as you exhale, right hand coming down. And again, we'll come into a twist, so either keeping the right hand on the floor, left hand sweeping up, or bringing the right elbow over to the left knee, bringing the hands together and starting to press into them to twist the chest round. Again, nice and strong through the legs, pressing the hips forward and finding the right level of twist for you. If it feels too much in the shoulders to really twist around, just keep it a little looser. From here, we'll tuck the back toes, pressing through the feet, squeezing that the right knee up off the floor. Nice and strong from the legs, rolling the shoulders down so that your ears have got space. And then from here, we'll start to reach the left hand towards the back of the room, taking an inhale, right hand going forward, lifting the chest into your twist. Taking a moment to pause here, readjust if you need to. Still bending into that front knee, pressing through the back heel, lifting through the spine. And again, if it's too much in the shoulders, finding a different position that serves you best. From here, we'll take an inhale, coming up through center, reaching hands high. And then as you exhale, spinning that back heel round and opening up into your warrior two. So readjusting the feet if you need to, pressing into that outside edge of the back foot. Checking that the left knee is going the same direction as the toes so it's not rolling in, rolling out. Engaging through the glutes to turn the hips out. Lengthening through the spine and reaching the hands apart. From here, as you inhale, lifting the hands high, maybe lengthening through that front leg or keeping it bent. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Keeping that going. Inhale to lift, lengthening through both sides of the waist. Exhale, bending into that front knee, keeping the rib cage over the pelvis. Last one, all the way up. And then exhale, back to your warrior two. Taking a moment to pause here again, reaching those fingers away from you, lengthening up through the body. And then from here, as you inhale, spinning on those back toes, coming back into your lunge. And as you exhale, hands coming down and finding your way back into a plank. Whatever you need to do on this side to make it comfortable, it might be different to the other side. But whatever you're doing, lifting up out of the shoulders, gently drawing the tummy in. As you inhale, rocking forward, exhale to lower, hugging the elbows in, landing chest, belly and hips at the same time. Once you've landed, untucking the toes, again setting up for your cobra, and then as you inhale, rolling on up. We'll come to pause, so again, whatever height works for you, but really squeezing through the glutes here, opening across the chest. You can look forward, you can look up towards the ceiling, maybe back behind you, just whatever feels most comfortable in the neck. On your next exhale, starting to lower back down,
And then from here, we're going to play with our bow pose. So for this, we bring the feet in towards your bum, reaching back to grab hold of the ankles and flex through the feet. If you can't reach the ankles, you can always get a strap or something to loop around them and hold on to that. If this just doesn't seem fun to you, feel free to come into your cobra and lift with your inhales and lower with your exhales. So a few options, just choose what feels right to you. You can change your mind halfway through. So if you do want to come into your bow pose, bringing the feet in, reaching the hands back, maybe one at a time, flexing through the feet. And then as you inhale, we're going to start to press the ankles back into the hands, lifting the chest up off the floor. As you exhale, softening back down. Couple more. Inhaling to lift, engaging through the glutes, opening up across the chest. Exhaling to soften. Last one, we're going to lift up as we inhale. Maybe pausing if you feel comfortable enough. And here you can start to lift the thighs up off the floor. Couple big breaths. Then on your next exhale, starting to soften down. And once you've landed, letting go of those feet. Again, bringing the hands under the forehead and maybe having a little wiggle through the hips just to loosen up around the lower spine. From here, bringing the hands under the shoulders and then lifting up, keeping the knees on the floor through your tabletop. And then we're going to bring the big toes together. Knees can be close or wide apart, but we're going to take our time to come back into our child's pose. So we've just done a back bend, so we're now curving the spine in the opposite direction. So take your time to lower the hips, let the spine slowly curve in the opposite way. And here you can be completely still, you can have a bit of a wiggle. And then you can stay in your child's pose, or we can play a little bit with our puppy pose. So if you want to do that, if you want to give it a go, bringing the hands forward, spreading through the fingers and lifting up into a tabletop. We'll bring the shins parallel again, so stepping the big toes away from each other. Then from here, we're going to reach the hands forward towards the top of the mat, and then just start to lower the forehead down towards the floor. You can always bring a block or a cushion just to bring the floor a little bit closer to your forehead. Here, drawing the tummy in, getting a nice stretch through the shoulders. And here, if this feels okay for you, you can make it into a bit more of a back bend. You can look forward, bring the chin up, and then place the chin down towards the floor and let the shoulders soften a bit more. Still gently hugging the tummy in towards the spine, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. And then once you've had enough of that, if you've got the chin on the floor, bringing the forehead back down, walking the hands in, and then lifting back into your tabletop. From here, we're going to come to lie on our backs, so no rush to get there. And then bringing the knees in towards the chest, having a little shake if you need it. And then we'll hold on to the right knee here, bring the left foot flat on the floor or extending towards the bottom of your mat. Giving the right leg a bit of a squeeze in. And then left hand to right knee, right arm falling out to the side. And then guiding that knee down towards the floor on the left. Doesn't have to come all the way. Just finding a bit of a twist. So you can rest the knee in the hand if it doesn't want to come down to the floor. You can bring a block or a cushion under it. You can roll the right shoulder up, you can press it down, reach the hands apart, tuck them in. You can change the position
of the head to bring a bit of a twist into the neck. But once you've found your twist, just seeing where you can soften, where you can release tension, and sending your breath down into the belly. And then come back through center. So nice and slow, rolling back, bringing that right knee in, bringing the left knee up to join it, and then holding onto the left leg, right foot coming flat or sending it towards the bottom of your mat. And then right hand to left knee, left arm falling out to the side, and then really slow, guiding that knee down towards the floor on the right. And again, doesn't have to come down to the floor straight away, doesn't have to come down at all. But just finding your way into your twist, softening or intensifying it, whatever feels right to you. But when you've found stillness, just trying to release any tension you don't need. Maybe through the feet, the hands, the face, the shoulders. So just finding some softness, whether you're going for a really intense twist or just something a bit softer. And when you're ready, rolling all the way back and just starting to find your way into a Shavasana, whatever you want that to look like. If you want to go for the classic legs long, arms by your side, if you want to have the feet flat, knees up, hands on your belly, behind your head. When you're ready, closing the eyes, letting the body sink down, and letting the mind relax as well. So it might be helpful to focus on your breath, on your heartbeat, on a particular sensation in the body. Just for a few moments. Just completely soften and relax. And then you can stay here for as long as you want. But when you are ready to get moving, just trying to take a big breath right down into the belly. Feel the tummy expand. And then slowing your exhale down, releasing the air through the nose or mouth. Maybe giving the tummy a little squeeze at the end to empty the lungs. Then just starting to move the body nice and slow and gentle. You might want to start at the feet and let that movement make its way up your arm, up your legs even, into the arms, into the head. Just moving however feels good to you, big or small. Just try and keep it slow. when you're ready, find a way up into a seated position. Nice gentle root. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. And then choosing a comfortable way to sit, where you can sit tall. And you can find a little bit of softness. You don't have to be really tense to maintain the position. Lengthen through the spine, lift the rib cage away from the pelvis, soften the shoulders and lift the chin. From here, taking a big breath in, reaching the hands all the way out, all the way up above you. And then exhaling, hands floating down, past the face and chest and into the lap. Couple more. Big inhale, feeling the tummy expand, lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, hands floating down, shoulders relaxing, but staying tall through the body. Last one. Biggest one yet, take up as much space as you can, expand the body in all directions. And then exhale, hands softening, maybe blinking the eyes open as they pass the face. And there we go. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you're feeling like you've lifted and twisted through your waist and you're a bit more comfortable now. And I'll see you next time.